Weichert Premier is a great place to work, mostly because of the people.
I totally agree with that. So I came from a much larger brokerage that wasn't very, this is more like family to me. And again, very close knit, and there's always someone ready to help you here, I feel, compared to.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. That's what got me when I interviewed with Lisa, was the support that they offered. Was being new to the industry, I couldn't pass that up. There's always someone there to answer a question. Anything you need, we have so many agents that are willing to help, which is something that you don't normally find in this industry.
I was shocked, actually. I was new when I came to Weichert. I'd been in the industry for 3 years already, but coming from where I came from and comparing all the tools and training, just the sales associates being so helpful, I was just completely in shock. It wasn't even something that I had to think about. I just knew 100% that this was my place.
So when I came here about a year and a half ago, well, last January, I'd been in the business about 9 years, and people here were so welcoming and friendly, very collaborative environment. You don't have to worry about someone stealing a client or looking over your shoulder for your listing appointment that you're going on, wondering what you're doing, and warm family. I agree with that. And I think Eileen and Lisa do an amazing job. Eileen is always here for us. I've texted her evenings, weekends, and you get a response immediately if need be, if it's an urgent situation. So you never feel like you're on your own here.
No.
So when I wasn't planning on leaving my brokerage. I was at a networking event and met Lisa and Liz. Actually, was introduced by one of my lenders. She said, "Oh, you should meet Eileen, and talk to her." And she told me a little bit about Weichert, and I did. And probably like most of you, once you spoke to Eileen, like you were kind of sold.
Yeah,
It's funny you say that, Mike, because the same thing with me. I wasn't thinking about switching brokerage, and it just happened naturally. I met Lisa and Eileen at a restaurant, and it just, speaking with her, I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is like everything I've been looking for the past couple of years. And without them trying to recruit, I automatically knew, like, I need to, continue this conversation with them just to see where it leads. And it led me here.
It's funny you say that, because I had lunch with them January about a year ago, and I remember saying to my husband walking out the door, I'm not going to Weichert. Like, there's no way I'm going to Weichert. I just wasn't I wasn't thinking about leaving. And then halfway through the lunch, in my head, I'm thinking, I love Eileen and I'm leaving and this is for me, but I didn't want to be too excited about it. Yeah. And that was it, like at the end of the lunch. And she even said to me, you probably woke up today thinking, I'm not going to Weichert. And now you're probably thinking you are. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of thinking I am. So
I was super excited, and I didn't want to show it because, when you show that excitement, right, they're like, oh, we got her. So about a day later, Lisa reached out to me and she wrote me this beautiful text message. And I just couldn't help myself. I said, Lisa, I feel the same way. I said, like, we need to meet up again. And we did. And it was just wonderful, wonderful conversation.
So I was new to the industry. And of course, they tell you to interview with a bunch of different brokerages. And there was no comparison. Everything, not knowing much coming into this, the support that Weichert Premier offers with the training, with the coworker support, the administrative support, you just don't find that anywhere else. So it was really no question. From the minute I had my interview, that was it. I knew I wasn't going anywhere else.
I hate to say, but I always thought of Weichert as very like old.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And when I came here, like it was totally like so progressive and so much, again, different. And I feel, but, obviously with Haddonfield and Morristown is a little bit different than many of the other Weichert offices, and really being the, Eileen really brings the premier for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With the switch over to Premier, there's a noticeable difference. Even the clients are saying just the offices that we have and the people that are there, everybody that comes into the office every day. So you have a question about a contract, somebody's right there. You have a new listing and you mention it and they're like, oh my goodness, I have a client. So the collaboration, the atmosphere, the support, it's I can't think of the right word.
And also the location. So when I came here, I only wanted to be in Haddonfield because I live close by. And so I could walk to work. And it was like this perfect location on the street, on like the best street in town, right? And then, meeting Eileen and Lisa, they're like family as soon as you meet them, like your best friends, right? Don't you just feel like there's like an overwhelming sense of like a comfort, like a mentorship that you can just learn so much.
They care about us.
And then there's the whole part of the advertising and marketing that's encompassed in the whole brand, which is like really impressive.
The funny part, like you talk about, a great location, like that was also a huge thing for me. Again, coming from a freestanding office building that you never had any interaction with, like no one would ever walk in off the street or come in just randomly, and again being able to come here or Morristown, and like I make my calls, I walk up and down, and again there's people, there's restaurants, everything, yep, and you can really make connections just again just because of the location.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see the same people all the time, which is great conversation starters. And then you feel like you know the community. So when we tell people we're a neighborhood expert, like you living here, you really are. You know the people, you know all the families. If you have kids in school together, it's just a great community, a great atmosphere.
Very true. I love the Weichert exclusives. It's great. I think it's great because you and I have a deal that you spoke about that home way before it was on the market, and it's great. I think it's just a great opportunity to help our clients even further with the Weichert exclusives.
I've never had any other brokerages talk about that, but I can tell my clients, hey, especially in this market, that you have exclusives, and
I just did, when I did your open a couple weekends ago, there was somebody that came in that has an agent, which I was talking to someone else about an exclusive, and she's like, oh, can you tell me about it? And I said, no, I can't, I'm sorry. She's like, well, can you call my agent? I said, is it a Weichert agent, Weichert Premier? She said, no. I was like, sorry, the exclusives are for Weichert agents and their clients. And she said, I've never heard of that before. I said, maybe your brokerage, your agent offers them. And she called him right there and he said, no, we don't do that. And she was like, oh my goodness, so upset. But it's a great advantage to working with Weichert and as a company to keep that for our clients.
It's a great program. I've never heard of exclusives either where I came from. I've been with 2 other brokerage and they've never offered exclusives. So that's brand new to me. I had a listing appointment just last week, and when I brought that up, he was looking at me like, really? I said, yes, really. But not only was he interested in that and that caught his attention, but just Weichert, that I was a Weichert agent. He actually purchased his home 60 years ago, almost 60 years ago, from a Weichert agent. Yes.
That's neat.
So when we were talking, towards the end of our conversation, he said, the agent that sold me the house, she was a Weichert agent in Cherry Hill, but I know that it doesn't matter what Weichert I go with, you're going to offer great customer service. And it was just so nice to hear that and know that I'm a part of a company that it's known for that, for their great customer service.
Not only, oh, go ahead.
No.
No, go ahead. I'm like, not only the service, but it is a service, but what the company provides, like the professional pictures. If we need staging, we have people here that do staging, just anything you need throughout the entire process. There's someone that can do that for you.
I was just going to add on to that. How about the investment into their employees? When Eileen takes us to Tom Ferry Summit for free on a party bus,
Yep.
right? I mean, how fabulous is that? She's really that was a year ago, and she invests in everybody. And it's just like, I don't think any other brokerage does that.
Not only that,
Have
the
you ever heard of that?
constant learning opportunities, our Tuesday meetings where she has speakers come in, lawyers.
The one-on-one coaching got me too. Like, I've never had a broker sit down with me once or twice a week and just go over everything and just so invested in me and seeing me succeed. Like, that's just motivation itself.
Exactly. She's very motivating.
She is.
I left my brokerage on what I would say very good terms. Again, no hard feelings, but to me, I always felt like I was bothering somebody to ask a question, or that I was, again, like knocking on the door. Do you have a minute? We're here. I feel like they're always asking us like, what do you need before I need to, and again, it just feels just more comfortable here.
Right. You never feel bad shooting them a text or anyone.
anytime.
Yep.
All
Any
weekend
time of
long,
day or night. Yeah.
midnight.
Weekend.
Oh, not just someone personally, but we have that group chat where we can just like send out a question and like everyone replies to it. And yeah,
do that.
I don't know, but it's
never had that.
One of the other things, while you guys were talking about all the things that I thought was awesome, again, that Eileen brought, it was the listing presentation, the book. Like, I've never seen another, any other brokerage do anything similar. I was always just fumbling around like to get a couple,
copies.
print out, a couple of printouts and go there with your pages, that again didn't look very professional, and like to have to be able to use that tool. I think that was, that's a great.
I get
great
great
thing
feedback on the book, on the listing presentation book. My first listing appointment when I came to Weichert, the client called me afterwards just to say how great it was and how much she appreciated, not just for the presentation, but like it's almost a keepsake for them. They get to keep that. And she said, I've never, she's purchased and sold many houses before, and she said I was the first agent that ever provided such a nice presentation.
Yeah, I think Weichert Premier just elevates the whole experience from the book to the people to the sign out front, I think is really nice. I mean, versus just like a little metal stake in the ground that I used to do. I think everything about it just takes it to a whole new level. So
The new table and chairs out there, like again,
out there.
just for people to be able to stop by and like offer that. Again, I hate to keep saying my old brokerage, but there was just nothing like that. Like
Welcoming,
no
right.
one was stopping by or
Right.
Hey, come and hang out and use our table and chairs.
But it's amazing how they treat us like clients, like they service us and our needs, and they treat us with they invest in us, and in return we can relate that, or we can give that to our clients. So everything that they invest in us, we pretty much are able to share with our clients, and it just creates great customer service all around, from agents to clients to everyone in the industry.
yeah, there's so much support between Cheryl and Jean and Robert and Janine, and I feel like anytime you need anything, you can make an appointment, sit down for a half an hour or an hour, and have someone help you with your marketing, social media, advertising, things that I struggled with on my own. So to me, that's a big benefit here.
That was huge for me, marketing and social media. I can't keep up with so much technology nowadays. Like, I'm not using KV Core. It's not, to me, user friendly, but they make it so easy, and they sit down with me anytime I need help, and they just like teach me how to do everything, how to create campaigns, how to market and farm my area, or how to create social media posts, things like that. And something that I wasn't able to do before, now I can.
Yeah, great. The system works.
It really does, yes. It works for you when you're not working, when you're out, showing houses, doing home inspection. It's working for you. I get emails and text messages, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know it's KV Core working.
But going back to the services that Weichert provides to us that we can then pass along to our clients, with that listing presentation that you mentioned inside. So there's so much information and so much that Weichert provides, with the being the number one partner with Leading RE, and being part of the what's it called, the relocation program, where we partner with over 500
500 companies.
companies. So all over
Nationwide,
the
yeah.
world, nationwide.
And the luxury portfolio program that
Yep.
they just started.
So I have a friend who got her license about the same time I did, and she worked for a different brokerage and did not have the support that we were talking about earlier. She said she had never done an open house. She hadn't even shadowed an open house, and she had been there for 6 months. And her mentor wasn't really giving her the support that she needed to be successful. So I said, oh, she called me. I was down in Florida with my daughter at school, and I actually, from down there, set her up with an appointment with Lisa, and she was with Weichert 2 weeks later. She had decided to come over. So she's now in the Moorestown office, and she had her first sale within the first 2 months, and she actually has 2 upcoming listings. So it really, the brokerage makes a difference. The support that we get truly makes a
does.
difference.
Well, one of the things that I think, as far as for new people, that I do like here is that they don't just take anybody like every other brokerage that just wants to bring agents on, good, bad, or indifferent, just a number. So that I like the fact that they're more selective, and again, don't just want to just get people just to for stats.
And like the quality of people that are not after your business, that you feel like you have to hide all your stuff.
That are supportive.
That are
and
supportive,
willing
right?
to
Like just
help.
the other coworkers. So I mean,
Yeah.
some of those people sometimes can get a little dicey,
Yeah.
right? And I don't feel like it's like that here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I remember when I first started in real estate, I was so nervous. I had no idea, like many of us, what I was doing. And I had buyers because it was back in 2021 when the market was just full of buyers. They wanted to buy. And I was showing houses, and I was freaking out. I'm like, what if my buyer wants to put in an offer? What do I do? So, of course, the time came where they wanted to put in an offer. I reached out to my mentor that I was assigned to at the time, and his response to me was, Google is a great tool.
What? Oh no.
So at that point, but I knew that in order for me to be able to grow and be successful and continue to go the path that I wanted to go down, I needed to surround myself with people that weren't going to be afraid to share, their success stories, or be able to share their, tools and advice and techniques on how I can, keep moving forward. So 6 months later, I definitely made a switch to a different broker, but that was just, something that I learned as a new agent. And when new agents come to me, like I'm like an open book. I'm like so quick to share, everything I know with them, because I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important too, because you're going to be working with these other agents and hopefully doing deals with these other
Right. You would want them to succeed. Like
Exactly.
and that's the whole role of your mentor.
Your
right?
mentor,
Make sure that you're doing things the right way, and here's the process instead of reinventing the wheel. Like that, and here, this is how it's done. We have training, we have tools, and all these resources here. So when you come here, you're doing the training for how many weeks? Like 6 weeks or what have you, something like that, until you're then doing it with Frank. You're with our mentor for 3 deals. Is that what it is? I believe. Right?
I'm not sure because I wasn't.
Okay.
I started somewhere else.
But I think that's really important. I just to have someone say Google it. I don't know. That's just such an inappropriate response. But
because at a brokerage like that, you're in competition. We are not in competition here. That's what we were saying. So we are supportive and,
like a big family.
right. But I want you to succeed because I might have a client that needs your listing or vice versa.
Right.
So you don't want to turn someone away and not help because that agent then isn't going to want to work with you. So we do have great coworkers, great agents.
Yeah, very helpful.
I first met Lisa on a Zoom. So that was after, the real estate school and when deciding on what brokerages to interview. So that was my first glance. So we didn't even meet in person. And as soon as she spoke and heard how excited she was about Weichert and, just everything that Weichert offers, I said, that is going to be my number one interview. And I knew from that point, just her personality and how positively she spoke about the company that she works for. I knew she loved Weichert, and I knew I would too.
I told you mine was at a networking event. That's where I first met her. So it was a little bit more laid back. Again, it obviously wasn't planned, and as I said earlier, I wasn't planning on leaving my brokerage. So it kind of just happened naturally. And she spoke a bit about Weichert, and again, just her personality, and you all know obviously that she's a fun person to hang out with. So again, it was a little bit more relaxed in that atmosphere. But of course, she's great.
I met her at my interview for the first time. I didn't even know she was going to be there. I thought I was meeting Eileen, and I showed up and she was sitting at the bistro, and I didn't know who she was. She was like, "Hi." And I'd never met her, and I was like, am I supposed to know who she is? And right from the first time she said hi, she was so vibrant and passionate about everything in life and Weichert, and then in walks Eileen and Michelle, and I was like, what is happening?
You've got everyone.
And that was it was amazing lunch, and from that point on, my interaction with her has always been so fun and positive. Like you said, she's so fun and vibrant.
They are, and it make you feel like, again, comfortable,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
comfortable.
you've known them forever.
I felt like
Yeah.
I wasn't going on an interview per
Right,
se. It
right.
was just like hanging out with friends. And
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
very
Yeah.
inviting.
Yeah, felt like you knew her for a long time after
Yeah.
one lunch. Yeah, that's a
Exactly.
good way to put it.
That's how it was with me and her. Like before I met her, we'd spoken on the phone a couple of times. And in the back of my mind, every time she called, I'm like, she's trying to recruit me. I know that. But the conversation never went that way. Like she never said, let's meet up. It was always like, hi, Jackie. Like, I just want to get, say hi, see how you're doing. Like it was never, pressure to meet with her or anyone. And then when we finally met for lunch, same thing. Like she walked in, like she knew me forever. She's like hugging me and kissing me. And it's just like, it felt so natural and like just the flow of it. And then Eileen walks in, same thing. And we sat down, we had lunch for a couple hours. And a couple days later, they reached out again. And before I remember they actually sent me flowers. I wasn't expecting anything. I was out showing houses all day. And before I got home, I sent both of them a text message saying, I was thinking about the other day, like, thank you again. And when I got home, the flowers are already there. So it was almost like it was meant to be. Like I felt the same way they felt when they met me. So it was just wonderful. It's just, yeah.
I didn't get flowers.
I got flowers.
I got flowers. I got a dozen like long stem yellow roses like the next day, and I was like, that was only a year ago. I was new.
I'm here supporting Where are my flowers today?
Sorry, Eileen.
Did you get flowers? No. All right. So
But this was
I was one of the newbies, so flowers probably
Oh,
weren't.
this was a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
This must be a post-COVID thing.
I should say it was.
I was like, oh, they really know what they're doing. I'm like, I like the flowers.
Yeah, I was with a different brokerage. I had no intentions of leaving. I was happy where I was. And a colleague at that brokerage came here first. And he was like, you need to come, Lise. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm happy here. And he's like, just have lunch with Eileen and Lisa. And I'm like,
That's it.
I know. They just suck you in right then and there. No, and then a couple of days there after the lunch, Lisa kept calling. And I remember, no, actually this was before the lunch. I'm sorry. Because I knew what she was trying to do. She was trying to recruit. And I'm like, I kept blowing her off. And I tell her this all the time. I'm like, you were so annoying. I was like, I loved you. Like, and we joke about it now. But and then we had the lunch. And then it was like love at first sight. And that's what I say. I jokingly was like,
Did everybody have a lunch?
No, that's
I
what
didn't have a lunch.
I came into.
Flowers.
I went into Morristown. I met in the office.
I met here. But so I was during, so it was right after
I was
COVID,
right
but
after
you know what?
COVID.
I had no experience. So I was brand new to the industry. So maybe
They
that's
weren't
why
recruiting.
I wasn't
They
really
weren't recruiting us. They didn't need.
No, I
no.
think because I applied for the job, right? Because I was looking around for a brokerage after
Right,
real
that's what
estate school.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
So then, yeah.
So we should have gone either some
I
and a
think a
lunch.
lunch and a
We
flower.
need a lunch and flowers.
flowers are coming our way.
Funny.
Lisa's always good for a happy
A good happy hour.
happy
All the
hour,
different
absolutely.
events, right? So we most recently had the solar eclipse viewing party. We've done the ladies' night here in Haddonfield.
We did the Phillies.
Oh yeah, opening
pep
day.
rally,
Opening day.
and then did we do pep rally for something
Yeah,
for the
we
Eagles
did
pep
Eagles.
rally?
The Eagles pep rally. And then what was the one out in front of Moorestown?
The
With the
community
basket.
day.
No, there was a basket raffle on the front lawn.
Isn't it like Morristown Day or something like
Something
that?
like that.
But they did some.
No, but for a chair, was it for breast cancer awareness?
Yeah.
But they had the table set up with all the drinks, the food. You had the baskets over there. Oh my goodness.
Everything's first
The
class.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys probably don't know,
That's
but
the
the
best.
last 2 years for the Christmas party, I went shopping with Lisa to get all the alcohol.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did you get a discount? Is that why?
No, she just
carry
you-
it?
to carry it basically. Yeah, and we had
my
like
goodness.
the first year that I went with her, we had so much stuff we could barely fit it in her truck. Yeah,
And oh my god.
All the seats were down.
Another thing is the Christmas party where Eileen invites us in her home.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody,
Yeah.
no limit to the people and the food and the drinks and the DJ. It was really fun. It was a really fun night.
It's more intimate there than having it at, a venue
restaurant,
or,
like
or
a
the
lunch.
community house or
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
The
The
Yeah.
culture is nice.
And then she invited all of us on different.
Oh, our
the-
summer.
the
oh,
boat trip.
the trip.
That was really fun. Like right away, I was new to the company and we did Tom Ferry and then the boat. Like, it was just- I love that. Popped up on my Facebook memory the other day. It was a year ago. Yeah, that Tom Ferry day. That was so fun.
That's actually fun.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to go out to lunch. She takes us out to lunch.
Oh, we did sit outside at that place on the water.
Yeah.
Mm. What I like about Dana is she's like the queen of Haddonfield. So I feel like if I have Haddonfield buyers, I go right to Dana to see if she has any exclusives. And I was so excited when you had this exclusive that went active and I showed up at the open house and I was so impressed with your open house. And it was neat to see your open house with the charcuterie board. And I was like, wow, this is a top-notch Dana here. So taking it to the next level. We have a deal we're closing next week and it's been a great, smooth transaction so far.
Yeah.
And I really love working with you.
So when I met Dana, like just her warm personality just like drew me to her. Like she's so kind, so loving. From what I've seen so far and I've heard, she's so organized, structured. She has a plan for everything. She's always on top of everything, whether her listings, working with buyers, like she's just like on it.
The reason why I like working with Brooke is that she brings energy and positivity to everything she does. She's always happy. She walks in with a smile. Anytime you ask her to do anything, she'll do it. She'll do videos for you. She'll show you your houses for you. She'll show up at every open house. She will do pretty much anything, and she's one of the best workers I've ever seen.
Thank you. So sweet.
What I like about Brooke is the moment I met you the first time I walked in here, you were so friendly and welcoming and said hello and do you need any help with anything? And I asked you simple questions that I probably should have known and you were not condescending in any way. I just was trying to learn the Weichert way and the Weichert tools and you were more than happy to help me. And again, I agree with the positive energy and you're very passionate and very creative, a lot of great ideas. I liked your slippers at the open house. I would have never thought of that. I thought that was fabulous. And I love that you're always willing to help with open houses and anything that you can do to help people. So thank you for being you.
That's one of the things I love about Brooke too, just her willingness to help people and just anyone that comes to her with questions or advice, like she's so willing to just guide everyone and give advice. I haven't had the opportunity to do a deal with you, but I cannot wait to get the opportunity to work with you soon. But yeah, you're just such a kind person and just so helpful and professional, and a lot of more than you think, a lot of agents look up to you. Thank you.
So I know we just met, but to me, my first impression of you is you're very confident, very professional, and eager to learn. You seem like a very hard worker, very determined and motivated, and I hope we get to work together very soon on a deal.
I was so excited when Lisa walked you through the office and she said, Jackie's going to be joining us. And since then, you have been such a positive addition to our office. You always come in ready to go. You have your listing. You're like, do you have any buyers? You know, always looking to work with other agents. And we're just super excited to hopefully work with you soon.
Oh, thank you.
Jackie, it was really a pleasure meeting you and getting to know you as a coworker. To me, you seem like so self-motivated and dedicated and responsible with all of your buyers. And I'm kind of in awe of you that you can spread yourself to so many people and make it work and seem like it's nothing to you. You're very determined, and I can see that in everything you do. And it's a really pleasure getting to know you and working with you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Lori, after meeting you, I knew that you were incredible to work with. We originally worked on an exclusive that you had, that I had buyers come see it right after I first met you in Cherry Hill. It didn't work out then, but I knew right then that you were a great negotiator, and you were really hardworking, and you were very, oh my God, lost my word. You're very
Dedicated?
not dedicated.
Um,
Maybe he's gonna have to edit that. Hold on. Should I start over?
No,
Um,
just keep going.
Not dedicated, but you were so, my God, I can't think of the word. So sure that you were doing the right thing. Confident. The confidence exudes you from head to toe. And now that we're working together, I can see that all come together. And you're an amazing person to work with. You're very relaxed, but also very confident and strict with what you're doing. And you don't let anything get to be a miss. And so it's really fun to work with you. And I hope we do it again soon. You're welcome.
Yay. I know, and listen, like, thank you. Well, no, it is. I know.
I lost my train of thought for a sec.
No, I love working with Lori. I know every Wednesday you have your meetings, so we're always in here on Wednesdays, and you're always just so pleasant. And we've definitely done opens, and I have tried to find you some clients on some of your listings, but you always answer any question that anybody has, and you are a pleasure to work with.